All right, I'm here with April Zilg, professional paddler and 404 board rider. I've got a couple questions for her. See if she can answer them. How do you mentally and physically prepare for paddling?
Well, for paddling, most people definitely think of the physical aspects of preparing for paddling more so than the mental, but I would deem them equally important. To physically prepare for paddling and more specifically like paddle racing, I put in a pretty healthy dose of both aerobic conditioning and strength conditioning, um, where especially in my base season or building into a season of competitive paddling, I'm putting in a lot of low intensity, slow miles where I'm doing a lot of nose breathing to optimize my capillary density, my mitochondrial density, and things that are going to help me be able to sustain a higher effort level later in the season. The strength training isn't about getting strong for me. Strength training is about building balance in your body so that you can prevent injury. Um, Again, it's not about how much weight you can move. It's about being balanced in the front, the side, the up, the down, all the different planes of movements so that when you do exert yourself, you don't pull your skeletal system out of alignment. That's where most of our tweaks and our injuries come from. To mentally prepare for paddling, I don't know. That's a very good question. I like to, I don't know. I just
Well,
kind of like to enjoy it.
what's something you wouldn't do to mentally prepare? So go the other way. If it's hard to ask, like, how do you mentally prepare? Like, what would something you don't try to do or don't focus on?
In training or racing?
Racing.
Okay, in racing, don't ever think about the other people's race. Have your own race. You need to have goals and metrics for yourself that are meaningful to you, and whatever anybody else is doing, be damned, honestly. If you want to paddle 6 miles an hour, that is your goal. Whether you win or lose that race, set a quantitative, measurable goal for yourself. And that is the best way to mentally prepare and then execute.
Okay. So blending into a little bit what you said before, what is your favorite exercise that's not paddling to do outside for paddling?
My favorite exercise to do outside of paddling is weightlifting. I love lifting heavy weights. And the distinction should be made that although I love lifting heavy weights, I don't want to hypertrophy, which is where your muscles get very large. In paddling, we do want to optimize our strength to weight ratio. So in lifting heavy, I'm trying to yield the benefit of more recruitable muscle fibers and better neurological recruitment of more fibers. I don't want to increase the diameter of my muscle fibers and get big muscles. I just want to be able to like my brain body connection to optimize that. Furthermore, for a woman, heavy lifting has, in peer reviewed science, it has shown so many benefits for your hormone balance, fat burning, and metabolic adaptations for women as well, bone density that you get from lifting those weights, as also as well as a testosterone release. So the benefits are mucho grande.
Do you have any special diet?
Special diet aside from eating plants and eat as close to nature as possible.
Can you tell everyone what you're eating so you
These
don't
are
seem like
collards.
seem like a weirdo?
I am a weirdo. My special nutrition, I try not to eat any processed foods. So as close to nature as possible. Whenever I'm able, I like to, oh, there's more to eat down here. Whenever possible, I do like to grow, oh, that was so delicious. Sorry, that was really good. This is arugula. Whenever possible, I do like to grow some of my own fruits and vegetables at home, just so I know the quality of the soil, where it's coming from. I know that I'm putting nutrients into that soil, so I know I'm optimizing the nutrient content of this leaf. a lot of the stuff that you get in the stores, unfortunately, thanks to modern farming practices, a lot of the nutrients in the soil has been stripped. So you could be buying things that you think are very healthy, but you could still be deficient in a lot of nutrients. So that's, I guess, my tip, or my top secret thing. But it's not a secret. But fruits, vegetables, very few processed carbohydrates. No processed carbohydrates, but and rice and starchy carbs in moderation. Oh, and nutrient timing. But tune in to my speaker series with Tahoe Waterman for more information about recovery and nutrient timing and when you should eat those starchy carbs.
All right. What do you change when doing programming for a long race as opposed to a short race?
For longer duration paddling, like I was prepping and revving up for the Yukon 1000, I did shift my training. I maintained strength again for that balance because I also don't want to do any circuit workouts or anything that's high rep in the gym, as you're getting plenty of reps on the water. Each stroke is a rep, and you are high rep. So give your ligaments and tendons and everything a little bit of a break. I do low rep, high weight in the gym. But the main thing that I'm changing for those long duration paddles is the incorporation of multiple fasted paddles throughout the week, where I'm going to wake up and maybe have a cup of black coffee and follow an intermittent fasting schedule where I will be glycogen depleted for 12 to 14 hours before I have that first feeding opportunity. And that I'm doing those really low intensity and just getting my body to burn a higher percentage of fat as fuel when I am paddling.
Okay. Last question. Can you provide a race tip?
All right. So yeah, I've been racing pretty much for 7 years now. Since I started paddling, I wasn't very good at it when I started. Can't say I've improved that much, but race tip is race your own race. Didn't I already say this?
Yep.
Race your own race. As I mentioned before, if you want to go 6 miles an hour, like that's your tip. Don't look at anybody else unless 404.
Unless what?
404 race tip. Don't get lost. Make sure you know the course and only follow someone if you're pretty sure that they're on the right course and you're not. But other than that, yeah, Motivation Monday, guys. Get out, eat clean, eat healthy, and use paddling to become the best version of yourself. Winning, losing, it's not about any of that. It's about getting fit, having fun, making friends, eating right, opening up your mind and learning and just being a good human.
All right. Closing statement. That was great.
Woo! Oh, my plan!